An exhibition at the National Gallery in London looks at how Australian artists brought Impressionism down under and made it their own.
Clear blue skies, stunning coasts and green landscapes. These Impressionist paintings are part of an exhibit at London's National Gallery. Impressionism is known largely as a European movement, but all these artworks are by Australians.
We at the National Gallery are very concerned with looking at the expansion of modernism around the world and how it changed as it traveled. Australia is a particularly interesting example of that because the Australian artists understood how they could use modernism very, very quickly and turned it to their own advantage in the course of just a few years.
These artworks were made at a critical time in Australia. The country was soon to become independent, and these paintings display a growing sense of national identity.
It was now a moment when people knew in the future Australia, instead of being a set of colonies, would become a nation. And so the sense of national identity was increasingly in the forefront of people's minds. And this painting is about national self-consciousness.
The exhibition features only 4 artists. This painting by Arthur Stratton happens to be the first Australian painting put on display at the National Gallery. It's called Blue Pacific, and it was the inspiration behind this exhibition.
It's a very striking picture of Sydney Bay. The colours are very different, the light is very different, but it sits remarkably well in our Impressionist room, and that set us thinking we should do something with the Australian Impressionists. And within a very short time, and with the great support of our Australian colleagues, we've been able to put together this beautiful exhibition.
The star of the show is John Russell. He spent 40 years working in France. He studied with Vincent van Gogh, observed the work of Claude Monet, and even mentored Henri Matisse.
He was an Australian, but he painted in France. He conducted his whole artistic career in France. Nonetheless, he remained an Australian. He remained absolutely committed to sending back word of his work among the French avant-garde to his Australian artist friends. So he is in dialogue with them, but he is also bringing a kind of anarchic Australian energy to participating in the French avant-garde.
Australia's unique landscape inspired other works in the exhibition. There's On the River Yarra by Charles Conder, A Breakaway, and Winter Morning After Rain, Gardiner's Creek, both by Tom Roberts. Impressionism is known for capturing movement and light, and this exhibit shows how that light shone on Australia.